Epic Geek Out, the only show on the internet that opens up a brewery just for the free samples. I'm your host, Rob.
And I'm your host, Chad, and today we're talking about the new film starring Olivia Wilde and the dude from New Girl, which I forget.
Jake Johnson.
Friends,
all drinking buddies.
Drinking buddies.
Yeah.
You say Friends with Benefits.
Yeah, different movie. Like always, check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/epicgeekout, and also check out the website, www.epicgeekout.com.
Check us out over at Twitter @EpicGeekOut, and also make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. But let's get into our review of Drinking Buddies.
So Drinking Buddies is the movie. It stars Olivia Wilde and Jake Johnson from New Girl, and it's the story of two friends who they work at a brewery. One is kind of like, she's the PR kind of person, the other, he's the brewer there, and it's kind of the story of they're friends, but there's obviously some attraction between both of them. The only issue is that Jake Johnson's character is dating Anna Kendrick's character, and she's dating Ron Livingston's character from Office Space.
Olivia Wilde.
Yeah, Olivia Wilde. Yeah. So there's this kind of awkward moments where they kind of go on a trip together, and the other two do something while they're just drinking, and how the personalities are different, and it's pretty indie in the way it was shot and the feel of the movie. I thought that this was going to be more comedy than it was. Had some just terribly awkward moments, which I can't stand in movies. But Chad, what do you think of Drinking Buddies?
Yeah, so we saw this week. We forwent. I don't know if that's a real word, but we're gonna go with it. Two Guns, which is out. Denzel Washington. But, we haven't seen an indie movie in a while, reviewed an indie movie.
And it's also available, let me just say, on
Yeah.
demand. So we were able just to watch it, from the living room, which is kind of nice to be able to do it now and then.
So you kind of have to get back into that indie mode a little bit for these types of films, because we've been seeing so many summer action blockbusters, and then switching to this is a little bit of a transition.
It's jarring.
Honestly.
I mean, it is,
because it is straight indie. I mean, it feels like an indie movie. The plot's like an indie movie.
It's very much a slice of life. It's them over this very short period of time.
Right.
They don't go too much into their backstories. It's about really those two characters. That's for sure.
So knowing that going in is important. But I think the thing that stuck out to me most about this film was the performances were very natural. It's just obviously a symptom of
natural
indie,
to the point of awkward, just because it felt so
just
jarringly real.
Yeah, but I just mean in terms of like the script was very. I think you said this. That it's very much improv. A lot of it. It just felt like the most real people. I mean, that's part of being an indie movie, but just this is how I've seen people act in my office, and just different ways people interacted. It was very natural and true to life. You're right. A lot of the scenes were very awkward, especially with the relationship rhombus, as I would like to call it. So there was 4 people, but overall, I think it was a really good, accurate portrayal of this situation. Having said that, it was a very specific situation. Didn't go in depth with anyone particularly, and left you kind of empty with the way that the payoffs happen at the end. So that was unfortunate, but that's obviously part of being an indie film. I think it's definitely worth a watch. It's short. I thought it was shorter than. It was only 90 minutes. It was
only 90 minutes, but it actually felt longer to me because there were so many moments when I was like, oh no, kind of things that it felt longer because I was cringing a lot. And
but I think overall some good performances. Nothing crazy groundbreaking for me, but definitely an enjoyable watch.
Yeah, I agree. The leads carry this movie for me. This isn't by far anything that you have to go out and see and you have to watch now, but it is it's a good slice of life movie where you get a view into these people's lives, and there are moments that you can be like, oh yeah, I went through that, or I know someone who went through that moment, kind of thing, and which is awkward, but it's kind of. It's what movies can do. They can, they can be the summer action blockbuster where you just turn off your brain and enjoy the explosions, or they can remind you of moments in your own life and things along those lines. So this movie kind of did that for me, and Jake Johnson from New Girl fame, I think he had some really just good acting moments where I think he really carried it, and Olivia Wilde was natural too, and I think both them and the movie really did focus on them for the most part, and they carried it. And so there were enough good moments that you shared with them, or not even good moments necessarily because it was awkward and stuff like that, but their performances carried, I think, the movie. A lot of still camera, just focusing on a set, space, and then shots, lingering shots, things like that. If you're looking for a movie that no explosions, all conversation, filled with awkward moments, this is for you.
I mean, having said that, it didn't really have an ending or didn't. I think the point was that it is real life, and real life doesn't always pay off in
how you want it
to the people get together at the end and it's all a happy ending. I mean, that's not how life works, and this really brings light to that, in that relationships aren't always cut and dry. There's always people involved, multiple people involved.
There's layers. It's like parfaits.
Yeah, so I think that was the point of it. So if you're looking for a happy ending, they get together and it's all great, you're not really going to get that, but you're going to get a really accurate portrayal of a situation that's difficult. So
exactly.
I think it's definitely worth a watch. Drinking Buddies also makes me really want to work at a brewery because they do some awesome stuff. They have a bar there,
it looks awesome. Fantastic.
Yeah, check out Drinking Buddies.
It's that time of the episode where we like to give our thanks. Chad, what are you thankful for today?
So a little bit of news came out this week about the new Star Wars, and I'm really excited to be thankful that John Williams is returning to score the next 3 movies, as they say. And his score is classic. He is a great composer. Kind of sad to think, he's gonna be, I think they said 89 when the 3rd one is out or something like that. Crazy, he's gonna be pretty old. So I think it's
get some music down beforehand.
No, I mean it's just great that he can return and at least bridge the new generation of Star Wars and kind of bring that together. I mean, the composer Michael Giacchino, or however you pronounce his last name, that works with J.J. Abrams all the time, is a great composer, and I really like his work as well in Star Trek and other stuff that he's done, Lost. But I'm excited to kind of have that John Williams familiar fanfare back. I think maybe it'd be cool if we can incorporate, maybe they both work on the score a little bit and bring some of his newer themes to it, but I'm excited that.
And there's a lot of rumors that were going around that JJ has dropped out of Star Wars.
Yeah, but
which they've been saying, it's absolutely false and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that none of those actually carry any weight.
They had a Star Wars conference thing in Europe this week, and that's where all this news came out of. And they had videos of him talking with, having meetings with people. So I don't think that's true. But it's getting people talking about it. So
that's true. Yeah. So I think it's really cool. Chad now lives in the city, and I got to visit this weekend, and there's a couple free music festivals that are going on. And I think one of the better parts of that is the food trucks that come to those music festivals. So I like to thank food trucks. Just they get to do awesome varieties of different things. After we're done filming, we're going to go hit
wheels.
And exactly. You don't even have to walk far for them. So I'm going to give my thanks to food trucks today.
And we also saw a TARDIS at a restaurant.
Yeah, and that was fantastic.
Awesome. So thanks for watching this episode of Epic Geek Out. We'll be back next week with some more episodes for you. But as always, we appreciate it. Leave some comments below. Subscribe to our channel. We'll see you next time.